kuratira nog één niet. Popeye? Huh?
Kloffie, wat gaat aan? Wat gaat aan, Kloffie? Waar is die mensen?
Morakoi. Speaker zal nou order roepen. Hij is nog zo 5 minuten.
Oké. Ik raak bekommerd hoor hulle. Ik raak bekommerd.
Ja, ons is daarom nog in die Zuid-Afrikaanse tijd. So daar is nog 5 minuten hoor.
Dat is reg so.
Councillors, good morning. It's 9 o'clock. At first, I want to see who's in the house before I give the house. So the sermon will be brought to you just after I've ticked off your names. Burgemeester, are you in? He's right. Deputy Mayor.
Good morning, colleagues.
Good morning, Deputy. Myself, ek is hier. Councillor Baron.
Speaker, I'm present. I'm here.
Present, thank you. Councillor Bayman, Alderman Bayman. Alderman Bayman. Councillor Bobello.
Good morning, Speaker.
Good morning, Councillor
I'm
Bobello.
in, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Councillor Boyson.
Speaker.
Good morning, Speaker.
Speaker.
I'm present.
Good morning, Councillor Buddha. Listen, I call your name and then you can answer me. Councillor Buddha.
Yes, Speaker, I'm around. Thank you.
Good morning, Councillor. Councillor Delamain, I've seen him. Raasdame de Klerk.
Goedemorgen, Speaker. Ek is hier.
Goedemorgen, Raasdame de Klerk. Councillor Fifas.
Yes, good morning, Speaker. I'm in.
Hallo, mama. Raadsdame Fortuin.
Morning, Speaker. I'm present. Thank you.
Peter, kan jy net asseblief jou microfoon afsit? Councillor Furness.
Good morning, Speaker. I'm here.
Good morning, Mark. Councillor Gous. Councillor Gous is not in yet. Councillor Groenewald.
Good morning, Speaker. I'm present. Thank you.
Good morning. Is dit by daai rekenaar wat kan jy nie net die maar Damien, sit net vir my daai rekenaar se klank so bietjies af, ek hoor 'n krinkslui. Councillor Jansen. Cedric.
I'm in, Speaker.
Thank you.
I'm in.
Councillor Ansie Jans van Rensburg.
Good morning, Speaker. Councillor
Good
Annie.
morning, Ansie. Raadslid David Kamfer.
Good morning, Speaker. I'm in.
Môre David. Councillor Kannemeyer.
Good morning, Speaker. I'm present.
Good morning, Councillor. Councillor Petrus Lichaba.
Speaker, Councillor Lichaba is very ill this morning. He said I have to ask for his apology.
Do you know what's cooking?
He's very sick this morning.
Please.
He said I must ask for his apology. He's very sick. His stomach is working.
Councillor Nossi, please
Yes,
ask
Speaker.
to go to the doctor. We cannot see at 3-4. Please advise him to go to the doctor.
Okay, Speaker, but please take his apology.
Councillor Bandesi. Councillor Molombo.
Present, Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Erika Meyer het versproken gevra. Haar kind is by die hospitaal. Councillor Thabo Mvungu.
Good morning, Speaker. Thank you. I'm present.
Good morning, Councillor. Councillor Reiters.
Good morning, Speaker. I'm present.
Good morning, Councillor. All the lady Reiters. Mama Jules.
Good morning, Speaker.
Good morning, Julia. En dan raadslid Leon van Dijk.
Good morning, Speaker and colleagues. I'm present.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillors.
Môre, Speaker, is Erika Meyer. Ek is in, maar gaan plek wegraak. Ons is hier by hospitaal by Rooikruis, Speaker.
Dankie dat jy dit so doen, Erika.
Speaker, Councillor Gous.
Yes.
Just wanted to let you know I'm online, Speaker.
I knew you would come in, Councillor. That's fine. I've put you on. As a matter of fact, we almost full house this morning. Councillors, good morning. In my midst, I do have Pastor Llewellyn Miller. Pastoor Miller is van die Eagles Nest Ministries en hy gaan vir ons voorgaan in skriflesing en gebed. Kom ons gee vir hom 'n kans. Pastoor, die vloer is joune as jy gereed is.
Goeiemôre Speaker. Die skrifverwysing is Psalm 127. Except the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. Except the Lord keeps the city, the watchman wakes up in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to take rest late, to eat the bread of toil, for he gives to his beloved in sleep. Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord, the fruit of the womb of reward. As arrows are in the hand of a warrior, so are the children of one's youth. Happy, blessed, and fortunate is the man whose quiver is filled with them. They will not be put to shame when they speak with their adversities at the city gate. Tot sover. Laat ons bid. Grote God, almagtige Vader, Here, U is die gewer van alles, Here. U het 'n nuwe dag vir ons laat aanbreek, Here. Dis die dag wat U gemaak het. Ons wil ons daarin verbly, Here, want hierdie dag gee geleentheid, Here, dat ons kan doen wat U voorbeskik het, Here. Ons vra, Vader, dat U hierdie kansel, Here, hierdie raad, Here, die munisipale raad, Here, ryklik sal seën. Here, ek dink aan Salomo, Here, toe hy kon kies wat om te vra van U, het hy wysheid gevra, Here, want hy het gesê, dit is moeilik om 'n volk te lei sonder wysheid, Here. Ek wil bid dit oor elke counselor, Here, oor elke raadslid wil ek 'n goddelike wysheid bid, Here. Die leiding, die invulling van die Heilige Gees, Here, om leiding te gee in besluitneming. Vader, ek kom vanoggend, Here, en sê dankie vir die geleentheid, Here, wat ons het, Here, om eerste na U toe te kom, Here, want wanneer ons U God eerste plaas, Here, dan wederig U ons voetstappe, Here. Ek sê baie dankie vir hierdie raad, Here. Ek wil kom bid, my God, dat U hulle van krag tot krag, van sterkte tot sterkte en van oorwinning tot oorwinning neem, Here. En baie dankie, Here, vir wat hulle in hierdie dorp doen, Here, wat hulle vermag, Here, en hoe die dorp lyk, Here. Baie dankie, Vader, dat ek weet, Here, U seën hulle werke, Here, en ek wil bid, my God, dat opregtheid, Here, eerlikheid, ywer, Here, vir die werke, Here, waarin hulle self, Here, committed tot, Here, dat dit goed afgehandeld sal word, Here. Baie dankie, Vader, dat ek weet, my God, U is met hierdie raad, Here, en ons kom sê in hierdie oggens vir U baie dankie, Here, vir die gesindheid, Here, maar ek wil bid, Vader, vir goddelike eenheid in hierdie raad, Here, want Vader, U sê in die woord, Here, 'n huis wat verdeeld is, kan nie bly staan nie. Here, daarom vra ek, Here, dat U hier eenheid in hierdie raadshuis sal bring, Here, dat U dit vestig, Here, dat daar nie te veel beklei sal wees nie, Here. Ek kom bid, my God, en sê baie dankie vir hierdie geleentheid, Here, waarin hulle kan vergader, Here, om te besluit rondom die well-being of the people, Here. Ek kom loof en prys U, Here, en gee aan U al die eer, al die lof en al die aanbidding in Jesus se wonderlike naam, met baie danksegging. Amen.
Councillors, if you hear a noise, yeah, you're right. It is a noise that's coming on. It's construction going on, and abide with us. Pastoor Miller, ek wil vir jou sê baie dankie. Dis altyd lekker om iemand te kry wat die Here se taal met ons praat, vir ons die boodskap en die pad wys waarheen om by hom te kom. Ons weet dat Jesus sy hand uitsteek na ons, en al wat ons moet doen is ons hand in syne te sit. Dankie vir dit wat U doen, om net daardie ons hand in die hand van Jesus te kry. Baie dankie. Ons sê ook vir Jessica dankie. Jessica, as jy hoor, dan wil ek vir jou sê baie dankie dat jy elke slag vir ons 'n prediker reël. As jy nie hoor nie, Jessica, sal ek dit self met jou opneem. Baie dankie. Pastoor, dankie. U kan maar die vergadering verlaat en mag die pad baie mooi loop vorentoe.
Good morning, Speaker. Morning, Speaker. Speaker, good morning.
Councillors, why Pastor Llewellyn Miller is leaving the council chambers. We've had the present list, the applications for leave of absence. I haven't had any except for Councillor Meyer, and she said she's in Cape Town, but she will definitely be part of us. Thank you very much for that one. We will then start at disclosure of interest in terms of Schedule 1, Code of Conduct for Councillors in terms of Local Government Municipal Systems Act, Act 32 of 2000. Is there, in this agenda of today, is there anyone from out of the councillors that have direct influence, will have direct influence on one of these? You can now put up your hand. Put up your hand by saying your
Morning,
name.
Speaker. Speaker. Morning, Speaker.
Then, when I don't see any hands or hear any comments, I will go on to the next one.
Speaker. Speaker, mornings. Morning, Speaker. Speaker, mornings.
My klank is
Morning, Speaker.
Good morning. And
Speaker, morning.
good morning, Councillor Bandesi. Councillors, I made a slip to the
Morning, Speaker.
Listen, only one of us we can sing along, but we can't talk along. I will be back at the previous one. Is there any councillor that can be
Morning, Speaker.
One of these points on the agenda? No one. Then disclosure of benefits of Schedule 2, Section 5, Code of Conduct of Officials of Local Government Municipal Systems
Morning,
Act.
Speaker.
Good morning. I've
Morning,
said that a few. Can I just by show of hands or calling your name, anyone from our officials that can be linked to one of the points of the agenda? It's time to give me your hand or say calling your name. No one. Ek sien die hand nie, maar ek hoor het Groenewald jou hand op.
Baie dankie, Speaker. Thank you, Speaker. Cliffy's got a problem. He can't connect his microphone, but he is present. Thank you.
Are you safe, Councillor? Are you being attacked by dogs? Order. No more barking. Order. Wie is op volgende? Kan nie sien nie. Tersia. I just want to check on you, Tersia, the names of the people that come of age and people that has passed on. Do you have that list on the screen? I haven't received it yet. Then I will be back to the minutes. I'm at Roman 6. Confirmation and signing of previous council minutes. Can you please put on that on the screen, the numbers of the minutes, please? I'll bring you to the minutes. Ordinary council meeting held at Thursday, the 27th of May, folios number 679A up till 771. The next one, minutes of the special council meeting on Thursday, the 27th of May, 2021 folios number 771 to 781, and then the minutes of a special council meeting held on Friday, the 11th of June, folios number 781 up till 781D, 781A to 781D. Can I have the proposer and the seconder so that we can take cognizance of it?
Thank you, Speaker. I propose.
Proposed by Councillor Anton, seconder.
Thank you, Speaker. I would like to second it, but I would like to make a recommendation that E116, that the words "without reservations" be added to that last sentence. Thank you.
I noticed that I remind myself that you said that in the previous one. That will be rectified. Thank you very much, Councillor Alderman.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. We will then go to Roman 7. Roman 7, I'll bring to you the items number FC 28 of June 2021 up till FC 32 of 6/2021. Councillor Bandesi, can you please put out your camera? Items number G25 to G28 of 6/2021. Thank you, Councillor. Items number CS13 of 06/2021 to CS17 of 6/2021. Items number PE73 of 6/2021 to PE86 of 6/2021. Items number T20 of 6/2021 to T25 of 06/2021. Items number CG24 of June 2021 to CG28 of June 2021. Items number E140 of 6/2021 up till E143 of the month of June 2021. And the last one, item number UB12 of 6/2021 up to UB14 of 6/2021. Can I have a proposer and a seconder that we can take cognizance of it?
Thank you, Speaker. I will propose.
Thank you, Councillor Anton Delamain, the proposer. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, you do, Speaker. Leon van Dijk.
Thank you, Councillor Leon. Next one, Roman 8. Cognizance Municipal Manager resolutions in terms of delegated authority as per Council Resolution E127 of the month of November 2008, as provided for in Section 59(1)A of the Act on Local Government Municipal Systems, Act 32 of 2000. I've got only one of them, and that's GM 29 of 05/2021 to GM 35 of 05/2021. Do I have a proposer and a seconder?
Thank you, Speaker. It's Councillor Annie speaking. I will propose.
Proposed by Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg, and the seconder?
Thank you, Speaker. I will second it.
Seconded by Councillor Anton Delamain. Thank you, councillors. We will then go to Roman 9. Roman 9. Communications of the Executive Mayor Alderman Lewendal. Mayor, if you are ready, you've got the floor.
Good morning, councillors. Good morning, everybody present. Speaker, I wish to make the following announcement to council. Or announcements. Number one is the visit of the Minister of Cultural Affairs and Sport, Ms. Anru Marais. She did visit Great Black River. It was for netball. But me, myself, and councillor, not councillor, I again forget the English word. Councillor Bayman were there. But we did not play netball because we cannot play around netball. But it was a very good function. We received money from her for the netball. So we did attend. We did attend, and we did bring the check to the municipality.
Yes.
Okay. Then the second one, the ministerial roadshow of Minister Tertius Summers. I've received a notice from the Minister of Human Settlement in the Western Cape, Minister Summers, who will visit Mossel Bay on a ministerial outreach on Wednesday, the 30th of June, 2021 at 1400 hours in the council chamber. I have arranged to have the presentation and meeting to be on Teams and so accommodate the full council to have the opportunity to attend. And I'll rephrase that again, the full council, please, because every ward council has got a problem, so it will be the time to speak to the Minister of the Province of Human Settlements. It will be at 2 o'clock on the 30th of June, 2021. Then the third one, we made an appeal to the Premier, Ellen Windy, and it reads like this. It has come to my attention that many elderly people who stands in the queue, or it comes to my attention that many elderly people stands in the queue. Now, as the executive mayor of Mossel Bay, I urgently appeal to the Premier of the Western Cape, Mr. Ellen Windy, Premier Ellen Windy, and the MEC for Health, Minister my friends Mbombo, to obtain and provide as much vaccine as possible for the community of the Greater Mossel Bay. And then a very, very important one, the virus has swept into Mossel Bay. Admissions for private hospitals. Live by View Hospital in Mossel Bay. The municipality has just received information or confirmation that the Life by View Hospital is on 100% capacity for all admissions. I'm going to repeat that again. the municipality has just received confirmation that the Life Bayview Hospital is on 100% capacity, full for admissions. So no one, even if you are a councillor, will be admitted if you have got COVID. And only cardiac patients will be admitted, as no other beds are available. Patients will now be referred to Cape Town, and that is not the reason why Councillor Erica or Councillor Meyer is in Cape Town. She's there because of her grandson. But patients will now be referred to Cape Town or Port Elizabeth, as no beds are available at the other private hospitals in the district. Residents are again urged to heed the regular reminders about preventative measures. Please wear your face mask correctly and at all times in public. It is a legislative requirement and it is a criminal offense should you not do so. So, Speaker, councillors, it is now with us and it is heating up and nobody will be free from this virus. And I can tell you, it is deadly. Just bear with me. The next one, Speaker, is a letter that I have sent to Minister Anton Bradell, Minister of Local Government, Environmental Affairs and Development and Planning. Dear Minister Bradell, invitation to the opening of phase 2 of the Mossel Bay 2 Song Service Center. I hereby wish to extend my sincere gratitude towards you and your department for the good standing relationship and involvement in the opening of the first phase of the Dusong Center. The construction of the second phase was funded from the MIG funding. I've been informed that the South African Post Office is not yet ready to open their doors, seeing as their office furniture and branding is not yet finalized. I hereby take the liberty to invite you to the commemoration of the plaque and opening of phase 2 of the project at the Mossel Bay Two Service Center on a later date of your convenience. But it will be during August. Your availability for the opening will be highly appreciated. I can also remind you that you know that we are talking about the VVUU projects, which actually entails projects what we do for communities, like the one project in Ward 9 and the other one in Ward 13. There is still money for a next project, but that money lies with the department which falls under the weird say raadslid. Byman. His title is too high for me. But anyhow, there is still money, and that money must be utilized, because one of these days I'm going to finish here. I'm going to go home and rest. So I want to see the project finalized or started. I think it's quite normal, because I started with these projects. Thank you, Speaker. I don't see any other announcements.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I appreciate what you brought to us, and yeah, congratulations to the people for almost opening the post office. I think it's a great need in that area. Let's pray that it will not be that long. And then another thing I just want to bring under your attention, I've been in close contact with Councillor Lichaba the day before yesterday. Please let me know if that, and I don't want to predict the virus on Councillor Lichaba, if there is any certainty that he might now suffer from the virus, please let me know so that I can spread the news to everyone I've been linked to. Please, councillors. And then in this past week, we had the birthday of Alderman
Speaker.
21 this weekend. Baie geluk voor dat hij met die voor 'n verjaardag by Minister Bagta nog baie wees. Then the next one, I'll be with you in a moment. The next one, Corporate Services, Mr. E. Yankees, had his birthday on the 16th, and I've noticed he turned 35. Maybe it's bad reading, but yeah, now I'm stumbling on my tongue. Director Yankees, if you are linked to us, I hope and I know it was a very good day for you. And seeing that it was on the 16th of June, I've organized a holiday for you on that day. I hope you've see what I did for you. So, and then I've got a list of names, and I'm not going to read it to you. Unfortunately, every month there are babies born, and there's people that pass on. I honor these people that has passed on, for everyone that brought a lot of goodwill to the town of Mossel Bay. And I want you to be silent for a minute, and then we go further in. Kan ons stilte kry asseblief? Ons Hemelse Vader, in hierdie moeilike tyd van COVID, van mense wat sterf, Here van mense wat siek is, kan ons nog altyd vir U dankie sê. Dankie dat U hand oor ons hou. Dankie Here dat U neem, maar dat U ook gee. Here, ons eer U nagedag aan U. Amen. Councillor Buddha, you had something on your heart.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I want just a clarity what the mayor is saying in terms of, first of all, to speak about the sport and culture minister. Again, he spoke about another minister which is going to visit Municipal, human settlement minister. Speaker,
Councillor Buddha, can you please talk, put a little volume on? We can't hear you. I know you said something about the minister and I couldn't hear what you said. What I think I've heard, you want to know who will be the ministers that come. I will ask the mayor to give you that names if that is what you want, but please come in again and let me see if I can hear you now.
Speaker, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. That's fine.
Thank you, Speaker. As a point of clarity, what I'm asking, I heard the mayor is talking about the minister of sport, and then he's speaking about the minister of human settlement. I'm confused, Speaker. In my understanding, we've got 9 provinces in South Africa. When you spoke about minister, my mind was there to Natin Teta when you spoke about sports and culture. And then again, when you spoke about human settlement, my mind was there to linguistics whatsoever. Just a clarity, are we calling these people in the province, in the Western Cape province, minister of these are the minister of are the MECs, member of Executive Council? I want just a clarity there because I don't want to poison the children there who are running history. I said the minister this side, but the minister, our national minister. Thank you, Speaker. Just a clarity there.
Councillor Buddha, the Western Cape do have a parliament and they do have ministers. And that's the only province that have ministers. As you, so when the mayor have spoken, he said the minister of the Western Province, and I think you must abide with that. It's not thumb sucking. That's a fact. I want to go on, Tertia.
Speaker.
Yeah.
Speaker. Can
yes.
I also ask us? Can you also help me, Speaker, regarding what the information that has been shared by the mayor? He spoke something about a check that they received, and with regard to sports, and particularly with regard to netball, which they received and brought to the municipality. I want to find out what is the process. What will be the process for a club that would like to be assisted, a netball club that would like to be assisted in terms of this money? That is a youth club that has recently been formulated in the township that would like to be assisted. What would be the right process to follow? Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. It's not about clubs or whatever. It's about giving money to the municipality so that the netball, what do you call it, courts can be upgraded, and that's not for single persons or for a single club. That's for the bigger Muscle Bay. If you intend to be a netball player, you want to go to Great Barrack River, then you must play on the best of the best. If you come to Hartenbos at the courts there, you want to play on the best of the best. So I will ask the mayor if he got something on his, or I rather than, I see Council Director Elise Nell's hand is up. I'll give her a chance to answer you, Councillor. Elise, kan jy, of Directeur Elise, kan jy asseblief voorgee?
Thank you, Speaker. Now I can just say it is grant funding that was received from the Provincial Department of Culture and Sport. The amount is 305,000 rand, and it is gazetted that it should be used to upgrade the netball court in Great Brak River, and it will be used to reseal the facility or the netball court there. It is gazetted as such, and it cannot be used for anything else than that.
Okay,
Thank you, Director.
Can I follow up, Speaker?
Councillor, you've got one chance, and that is your last chance then.
Okay, thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I would like to appeal to the mayor, to the mayor and to the director to give attention to Kwanongaba. There is no netball field in Kwanongaba, and the young people of Kwanongaba have stood up. They are playing netballs in open streets, and they have formulated clubs by themselves. This is part of community development, and it's part of youth development, which is what is called sport. I'm appealing to the mayor, and I'm appealing to the director, community services, to look at this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor, that your concerns is noted or are noted. We will definitely have a look at it. I cannot promise you that there will be a netball court soon, but just after the elections in October, there will be a new IDP, and I think that will have to be one of the first things that come onto the IDP out of wards 1, 3, 12, 2, etc., 14, and so forth. So, yeah, and then I just want to have a last thing I want to boast. I want to boast with the Department of Director Elise Nell. On the day before yesterday, a woman phoned the director and she said she got a problem. She thinks she'll have lost a purse in one of the blue bags. Now, you people that have noticed how many blue bags go on one truckload, it's a lot of them. And then, now that was now looking for the needle in a haystack. But the next morning, we received, she received it, and she shared it with us. The director had a sound clip, and the woman said, "Thank you very much. I found my purse." One of the ladies that was working at the recycling plant, she opened the bag, and then she there was a purse in it. She opened it, and then she could find a phone number, and she phoned the lady, and they were not departing since then. The woman, I think, couldn't believe that in Mossel Bay, the needle could have been relocated from a haystack. And I thank each and every one, the people in Mossel Bay. If it wasn't for that one, people would have never have known what kind of people we do have in Mossel Bay. And the councillors in your wards and directors in your directorates, please tell them that I, as part of the council and the council as such, take note of it and are very glad for the positive. And I will I will repeat it for the positive thing that happened in Mossel Bay. There only will be in Mossel Bay that something like that happened. I cannot think of someone will do better anywhere else. Thank you, Mossel Bay. Thank you, the people from refuse removal. Thank you to the people that recycle. You stole my heart. Thank you very much. And then I'm at the E144 of 06-2021. Before Speaker, I started with this, yes, please put up your name. What I'm saying is that
that woman deserves a hand clap. She could have taken that purse for her. Nobody would have known. But because of her honesty. The municipality has got a huge name now and is praised, and we can give her a hand clap also.
Thank you, Mayor. As Bishop Tutu said, you may clap in this cathedral.
Speaker?
Councillor Gous, yeah, it's good that you now have a chat with me. I haven't received it. I've received notice of it, that you sent in a letter of request of some info
sorry,
you
Speaker, of what?
want to see. You sent in what was it, a letter of request to be answered. Unfortunately, we're not done with it. That will be done in due time. The one I don't know who you sent it to and what it was about.
Yes.
I had noticed that you sent in a request, and yeah, that will be dealt with, and they will come to you as soon as possible. Unfortunately, with all these turmoil we had in the past, it wasn't possible to do it in due time.
No, I
still see you
understand that,
at-
Speaker. Speaker, that's yes, Speaker. Speaker, I'd like to just draw your attention to the fact that according to our rules, I'd like to bring an ACDP motion of exigency to council, please.
What is your motion about?
Speaker, it's a motion regarding an urgent audit of the housing beneficiary list and also a spot audit of residents in RDP homes. Speaker, following a voice note that has done the rounds on social media and the very serious concerns and allegations that have been made in the voice note, the ACDP calls for an urgent audit to be conducted on homes that have been identified by community members as being fraudulently obtained. The last council meeting, when I made inquiries regarding the allotment of approved beneficiaries in the new Mountain View development, I was asked to wait until the development is complete and all houses are allocated. But I expressly stated that I wish to conduct an oversight inspection of a few of the allocations to currently approved beneficiaries, specifically, Speaker, because there have been allegations made, and the ACDP would like to prevent any turmoil prior to the election that is being fomented. Following the recent land occupations and the erection and demolition of shacks and the considerable cost to the residents of Mossel Bay, the ACDP calls on the DA-governed municipality to allow an open inspection of the housing list, approved beneficiaries with their details, as well as an investigation into the houses and residents implicated in the claims of fraud, Speaker. This is of utmost importance to avoid further land grabs and potential protests in our town. We'd really like to prevent that, and we can see that there is an unrest developing among community members because of this discontent. Informed people are happy people, and I'd really like us to consider this urgently, Speaker.
Councillors, we do have a motion of exigency. You've heard what the councillor said. It's, she said more than one thing, but the first one, and as I'm ready with that one, is about audit. And what was the name? That was about the housing, audit of the housing and the location of people into those houses. Do you have a seconder, councillor? Do I have a seconder for the motion of exigency?
Speaker.
Yes,
Baron.
Councillor Baron.
The investigating officer is Sergeant Mentor. She says she'll be back on Monday, but I don't think
Speaker, I second.
Information yet. Do you have
Okay,
Speaker, there's too many noises now.
I just want to say there's too many open microphones. Please, Council, mute your microphones. I had a hand from Councillor Gous, and she proposed a motion of exigence, moesie van wat spoeduitspoed eisend gehanteer moet word. Ek het gevra vir 'n secondant. I've heard a seconder from Councillor Baron.
Yes.
Councillor Gous, your hand is still up. Will you elaborate on it, or can I go on?
The speaker, you can go on, but I have tried to lower my hand. And I just can't get it right. I'm going to the same place I raised it, but I just can't get it lowered. I'll continue to try. Thank you, Speaker. So the motion has been seconded. I don't really have much to add to it, except to say, Speaker, that I am there is discontent and unrest fomenting and I'd like to prevent any damage to the infrastructure of our town and harm to, and so I'd really like us to conduct an urgent audit of the housing and to make the results known publicly.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. Councillors, I do have a motion of exigency. Is there anyone against that? Proposal for that?
Speaker, I can see a sign of my hand. Can you hear me, Speaker?
Yeah, it's at Councillor Boyson.
Speaker, we have fully trust in our administration. There's nothing to hide. But I just want to ask if there is a investigation not to let people's personal information be in the public domain. It's very, for me, it's very critical that people's personal information not lie on be in the public domain. I thank you.
Councillors, do I have a proposer against the motion? Alderman Bayman? Cliffy, jou microfoon is af, Cliffy.
No, Speaker, there's nobody against.
Listen, I will decide on that. I've got 4 hands. I've got the hand of Councillor Bayman, but I couldn't hear him. He even started his camera. And then I've got the hand of Councillor Alderman Groenewald, and I have the mayor, and I have the deputy mayor. I will then start with Councillor Alderman Cliffy Bayman. Cliffy, can you hear me?
Thank you, Speaker. Can you hear me now, Speaker?
I do hear.
Yes, thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, yes, I would like to support Councillor Boyson in this regard. You know, every time that there come this kind of allegations against or regarding the waiting list, we constantly, ask the people doing with the allegations to bring forward the things. You know, so that as Councillor Boyson mentioned, we've got an open door regarding our administration in the housing. So I just question it that at this time that audit is being called, whilst we haven't got any allegations coming to the fore to the admin to investigate this kind of things. So I would.
Alderman Cliffy.
Yes,
I
Speaker.
will start a debate after we had a proposer and a seconder against. If there's no proposer against, then the exigency motion must go on. So we cannot discuss the pros and cons of it if we don't have a. Okay,
right.
then you
Speaker,
can proceed.
All right, Speaker. If Councillor Boyson do the proposal against it, I will second it.
Thank you. It has been proposed. Councillor Boyson, I want you to give me a formal proposal, please.
Speaker,
Or against? I'll be with you in a
Speaker,
minute,
we
Mayor.
are against what?
Thank you. And then now I do have a proposal and I do have a seconder. I have a few hands still, but seeing that we now have a proposal for and a proposal against, I will open the floor and I've had hands from Alderman Groenewald and the Mayor. I will start with Alderman Groenewald.
Thank you very much, Speaker. And
Speaker.
I would just like to get some.
Speaker.
Am I?
Councillors, please.
Speaker.
Alderman Groenewald is now on the PC. I will come back to each and every one of you that shows a hand, but now this is the turn of Alderman Groenewald. Alderman Groenewald, you can go on.
Thank you, Speaker. Now, I would just like to get some clarity, please. Is it allowed? Is it within the legislative framework that it is allowed? What rules or regulations, is in place that can regulate or cannot regulate such an issue? Thank you.
I've handled it in the way I usually do when it's a motion of exigency. Yeah, and I'll stay with that. I haven't answered you, but let's go. I want to go on, please. And I've seen the hand of the Mayor, Burgemeester.
Speaker, no, although it is a motion of urgency, I actually want a caucus break, please.
Caucus break was asked by the Mayor. How long do you need to have a caucus?
15 minutes, please.
15 minutes. That will be 15 minutes. It's almost 3 minutes to now. At 10:15, we will then reopen.
My apologies, Speaker, but may I just put on a point of clarity, Speaker? I'm not sure why a caucus would be needed if the DA has already proposed against accepting the motion. It's now just a matter of voting against accepting the motion or not. And they've already voted against it.
Speaker, Councillor House is fine. She's only one. But we have more than one. We have now, for the first time, heard about the motion of urgency. So we cannot just sit there and make a
only one. Mr. Mayor, is not only one.
Listen, councillors.
That's two.
Now we are not at a party. There was a motion of exigency. There was a motion against the motion of exigency, and there is now a call for a caucus. And I've said we will be going on from the 10:15, and there will be a caucus. Thank you very much, and I'll be off air for the next 15 minutes. Thank you very much, councillors.
My apologies, Speaker. I would just like to correct something. It wasn't the question that I asked with regards to the legislative framework. It's not the motion, but it's the content of the motion. Is such actions allowed? Not the motion itself, but to do an audit on whatever has been requested. That was my question. Thank you, Speaker.
Ja. Dat hoor dat was by ore toe. Ah,
Aga mes terus kon jou hoor wel. Wat die nou praat terus jou duidelik hoor.
ek soek iemand se doetman. Hy loop hier rond. Net nou moet daar gepraat word, dan weet ek iets so mooi nie.
Aga mes is op die lig nou hoor. Aga mes is op die lig.
Okay, maar dan wag ek oor die speaker.
Dis reg ons korpas kom ons aan burgemeester.
Okay. Nou, wie van jy of Klippie gaan nou praat?
As hulle by is voorsitter van om te praat.
Dis
Okay.
reg burgemeester, ek sal dit indra.
Alright.
Dion het hom aandele gegee. Wat keer burgemeester so? Wat keer burgemeester so? Is 'n fout.
Raadsetkamer, hulle sê skoenmaker bepaal jou by jou lees.
Ja, maar my lees is jy sê by die behuising iso. Dis waar my lese is nou.
Ja, jou lese is daar, maar nie by die DA nie, hoor. Of jou was jou pad op jou pad na die blou kant toe.
Praat hulle dat dit by min môre.
Councillors, are you online? Which you got, didn't you?
Yes, thank you, Speaker.
Councillors, is quarter past. Are you online?
Thank you, Speaker.
Everyone ready? Then I will go on. Rule 54 will be the one I work with. And we had a proposal and a seconder on both sides. And then I'll have to put your motion of exigency, Councillor, goes to the test by voting for it. If everyone is ready, I will start the voting. Uitvoerende burgemeester, Councillor of Alderman Levendal, for or against?
Against.
Thank you, Alderman. Alderman Coetzee, for or against? Alderman Coetzee, come back to you. Myself, against. Councillor Baron.
I'm for it, the seconder.
Thank you, Councillor. Alderman Bayman.
Against, Speaker.
Against. Councillor Bobello.
I'm for it, Speaker.
For it. Thank you, Councillor. Hier Laatst Boysen.
I'm against it, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Boysen. Councillor Buddha.
We support this motion, Speaker.
For. Thank you. Raadslid Anton Delamay.
Against, Speaker.
Against. Older Lady de Klerk.
Against, Speaker.
Thank you, Older Lady de Klerk. Councillor Vivas.
Support, Speaker.
I beg your pardon? Goed, en je lag wat? Against. For. Thank you, Councillor Fortuyn. Raadkamer Fortuyn.
Against, Speaker.
Against. Councillor Furness.
Against, Speaker.
Again. Councillor Goos, I suppose you for it?
You suppose correctly, Speaker. I am for it.
Thank you, ma'am. Alderman Groenewald.
Against, thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Councillor Jansen.
For it.
For it. Raadslid Annie Jansen van Rensburg.
Against it. Thank you, Speaker.
Against. Councillor Kamfer. Councillor Kamfer.
I support Councillor Gous.
Thank you. Raadslid Kannemeyer.
Against, Speaker.
Against. Councillor Chaba is not in this morning. Councillor Bandesi.
Speaker, because the motion raises issues of corruption and maladministration as allegations, I support the motion.
I don't ask you your commentary. I ask you, are you against it or are you for it?
I'm supporting on those bases, Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Balombo.
Support, Speaker.
Support. Okay, what do you support, Councillor?
The motion.
Yeah.
Of
Are you for
Councillor
it or are you for it or are you against
For
it?
it.
For it. Thank you, Councillor. That's it, Erika Meyer.
Against, Speaker.
Against. Councillor Mbumbu, for or against?
I'm against, Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Reiters.
Against, Speaker.
Against. Councillor Siyoko.
Speaker, I just received a WhatsApp from her daughter. She got a call that she must immediately come and fetch her husband at the hospital, and she will not be able to be present as we vote now. Thank you.
And then I will note it as abstention. Councillor van Dijk?
Against, Speaker.
Against. Our Deputy Mayor, Alderman Kotze, are you back again?
Yes, Speaker. Sorry, I'm against.
Thank you. I'll give you the count just now, councillors.
Speaker.
Net 'n oomblik.
Hey.
Vir 9. 16 teen.
En een abstention.
The tele-councillors against 16, for it 9, and abstentions 1. Then this a motion of exigency will not carry. Thank you, and that will be a decision of council. Council, then I want to go on, and I will be at E1.
Speaker.
Is it right?
Is it?
Yes.
Is it possible? We were supposed to give our reasons why we are against. We are against the motion.
No. We don't. We only have a yay or a nay, and nothing else. No fun, and cannot entertain that, councillor. We will then be at E144. Proposed amendments to the Mossel Bay Municipality Refuse Removal Bylaw. Can I have a proposer and a seconder on that one?
Speaker, I propose for approval. Thank you.
Proposed by Alder Lady Vanolia Fortuin. Seconder?
Speaker, I seconder.
Thank you, Councillor Klaus and Nicholas Boysen. Is there anyone against? No one against. Then E144 carries through as an unanimous vote. I thank you, councillors. I'm at the next one, Tertia, 145, writing off of irrecoverable debts for the period ending June 2021. When I see the word writing off of irrecoverable debts, I've got goosebumps on my arms, and I'm not a very big lover of writing off debts, but now that is a given. We have to write it off, and that's councillor. Can I have a proposer?
Speaker, I'll propose Mark Furness.
Thank you, Councillor Mark Furness. And do I have a seconder?
Speaker,
I second, Speaker.
I'll second it, Speaker. Thank you.
Hey,
It's now
Sanubizan.
seconded by two ladies. The first one, Erika, did you say you will be the proposer?
Councillor Speaker.
Councillor
I was
Bobello,
the
thank you,
first.
Mama. Thank you, Mama. Then it's an unanimous vote. E145 then carries through. Thank you very much. Councillors, those of you that don't use your hand, when you call on me, will you please mention your name so that I'm not so confused? You know, many of us similar. When we listen, I'm not always certain who are talking to me, and I would love to have a name on that one. So enough of that. I'm at E146, multiple loans for various capital projects. Can I have a proposer and seconder on this multiple loans?
I will propose it, Speaker. Thank you. It's Maury.
Thank you, Councillor. Older Lady Maury. Do I have a seconder for this one?
Speaker, I'll second Mark Furness.
Thank you, Councillor Mark Furness. Anyone against? No one against. Councillor Gous, yes.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, after reading the reports from both provincial and national treasury, the ACDP would like to abstain on this item. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you cannot abstain seeing that we don't have a vote, but I will notice the ACDP as not going with the decision. Fine with you, Councillor? Thank you. Then the next one. Tersia 147, dankie. E147, of 06-2021 disposal of capital assets, movable capital assets count. I think you've went through it and you see what most of these are small things that did collapse during the time, chairs and etc. So can I have a proposer and seconder for E147?
I propose, Speaker, Councillor van Dijk.
Thank you, Councillor van Dijk, is the proposer. And do I have a seconder for that one?
Yes, Speaker, I second. It's Councillor Annie van Rensburg speaking.
Seconded by Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg. Anyone against? I will hear silence and then it goes through as unanimous vote. E147 of 6/2021. Thank you, councillors. The next one, E148. The biannual report of the Audit and Performance Audit Committee Chairperson on Performance Management for the period ending 31st of December 2020. It is a while ago, but can I have a proposer and a seconder?
Speaker, I'll propose Mark Furness.
Thank you, Councillor Mark Furness, the proposer. And do I have a seconder?
Yes, sir. I will second it. It's Maury.
Thank you, older lady Mari.
Speaker,
I
Councillor
don't hear anyone.
Gous.
Councillor Gous, are you against it? Do I have to put your name up
Speaker,
here? I don't want to put words in your...
Speaker, I just would like... the report is for cognizance. Speaker, I would like to just note the following, that there are three concerns, actually four concerns that the report raises. They mention that there were three exceptions to directorates providing supporting documentation, etc. They also speak about the prepaid meter accruals, but there's no value listed. And then the fourth issue that they raise is the overstatement of actual performance of indigent debtors. Speaker, I think this report would be more valuable if it was indicated as a percentage or a value. So perhaps just for note, for the audit committee, that the report could be a little more comprehensive in the respect of the statement of values or percentages, so that there is some type of context with the report. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. As you know, for cognizance, I don't not usually give someone a chance to talk on it, but what you said has been noted. Thank you very much. 149. Designation of a waste management officer in terms of the National Environmental Management Waste Act, Act 59 of 2008. We had a chat this morning about the value of our waste removal people and the whole department. Can I have a proposer and a seconder for this one, please?
Speaker, I propose for approval.
Proposed by older lady Vanolia Fortuin. Do I have a
Speaker,
seconder?
and I second it. Speaker, I second it.
Thank you. Councillor Nicholas Boyson will be the seconder then. I don't hear any voices, and so it's E149 of 06/2021 carries through as an unanimous vote. I thank you, councillors. E150. E150 of 6/2021, appointment of a designated air quality officer in terms of the National Environmental Management Air Quality Act, and that's the Act 39 of 2004. You know, there's so many people that moans about odors and smells and whatever. So can I have a proposer for the appointment of a designated air quality officer? Voorsteller en 'n seconder.
Thank you, Speaker. I would like to propose that item E150 will be accepted for council. Thank you.
Thank you. Being proposed. Do I have a seconder?
I support the proposal, Speaker Mbandezi.
Speaker, Stanford Bandesi will be the the seconder, and then it carries through as an unanimous vote, E150. Thank you, councillors. At the next one, E151, correction of a night tariff for weekdays for the town hall for 2021-2022. That was a misinterpretation, and the wrong number was quoted. So yeah, this is the rectification. Can I have a proposer and a seconder for this one?
Speaker, I'll propose. Mark Furness.
Councillor Mark Furness will be the proposer, and do I have a seconder?
Yes, you do, Speaker. Councillor Leon van Dijk.
Thank you, Councillor van Dijk. No one else on that? Then E151 of 6/2020 carries through as an unanimous vote. I thank you, councillors. The next one then, E152 of 06/2021. Application to lease a portion of Earth 5009, the approximate 3,400 squares, situated at Charles Street, Great Black River by means of a tender process. We've been through this in the past, and that's now coming back for the last time. Can I have a proposer and a seconder? E152.
Thank you, Speaker. I propose.
Proposed by Councillor Anton Delamain. Thank you, Councillor. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, indeed, Speaker. I would like to second this item E152.
Thank you, Alderman Clifford. I'll have a chat with you about that son of yours rugby photo I saw. It was well. The next one, E153. Yeah, dankie. Proposed alienation of a portion of Lind Street, portion of Earth 675, vesting property, and that's about 84 squares, situated adjacent to Earth 12, Little Black River, Mossel Bay, and the people's name that's been called is M. de Beer. Do I have a proposer and a seconder?
Yes, Speaker. I will propose. Thank you. It's Councillor Annie van Rensburg.
Thank you, Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg. Will you do the proposing? And do I have a seconder for that one? Anyone to second 153?
Thank you, Speaker.
Speaker, sorry, it's Cliffy Byman.
Councillor Cliffy, I've seen the hand of Councillor Anton Delamain, and I will then.
Okay.
Councillor Delamain will then the seconder for this one, and that's item number 153 of 06/2021 carries through as unanimous vote. The next one. Klein bietjie op asseblief, Tisha. Proposed amendment of a temporary road survey to Dankie on a portion of 476 Pinar Street, Glentana, vesting property, due to encroachment, and it's 18,68 squares of building situated on 489 private property, Glentana, and it's MA Coetzee. The number of this one is E154 of 06/2021.
Ek dan was gesê so dan by die man.
Proposed by
om die geld.
Speaker, can we have? I can't hear. I will propose. Thank you.
Geding is 'n zone for social development.
Raadslede, councillors, please mute your mics, or otherwise I'll kick you off. I've had a proposer for Councillor Anton Delamain. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, Speaker. I second it. It's Councillor Annie van Rensburg.
Thank you, Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg. E145 of 6/2021 then carries through as an unanimous vote. Thank you, councillors. Next one. E155. Alienation of Earth 4561. Approximate 1040 square meters, situated at Havengas Street, Sonskyn Valley, Hartenbos, by means of a tender process, and that's for the. When I've read through it, I thought it was for a place of worship. E155, do I have a proposer and a seconder for that one?
Yes, thank you, Speaker. I propose that we accept the recommendation as presented. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Barney Groenewald, the councillor with the biggest ward in Mossel Bay, almost the 80% of Mossel Bay is Ward 7. Then do I have a seconder for this one?
Yes, Speaker. I will second the proposal.
Seconded by Alderman Cliffy Bayman. Anyone against? When I don't hear anything, E155 of 06-2021 will carry through as an unanimous vote. I thank you, councillors. We're going on to the next one, and it's E156 of 6-2021. Application for extension to comply with reversion condition in a title deed, and this on Earth 2951, Kwanongab, situated at Faku Street, Khayelitsha, Kwanongab, and it's approximate 943 square meters. Through Faith Apostolic Church. Can I have a proposer and a seconder?
Propose Speaker, Councillor Malombo.
Thank you, Councillor Malombo. That's you will be the proposer. Can I have a seconder for Councillor Malombo?
I second to that, Speaker. Councillor Mvumvu.
Thank you, Councillor Tabu Mbumbu. Then E156 of 6-2021 carried through as an unanimous vote. Thank you, councillors. So the next one, please, Tertia. I'm at E157 of 06-2021. Proposed structural alteration around about 4 squares at the Haven Night Shelter situated on 11199 Mossel Bay, Matfield Street, Mossel Bay. You all know where the shelter is, and that's for the, I think it's a chimney or something that will be added. Can I have a proposer and a seconder for that one? E157.
Speaker, ek sal voorstel.
Dankie, onderburgemeester. Being proposed by the Deputy Mayor. Can I have a seconder for the Deputy Mayor?
Yes, Councillor Leon van Dijk. Thank you, Speaker.
Councillor van Dijk. No one against? Then E157 of 06-2021 will carry through as an unanimous vote. I'll go to the next one, please, Tertia. E158 of 06-2021. Alienation of a portion of Earth 913, Urban 565 and 566, approximately 572 squares, situated adjacent to Earth 567 at the corner of Bongani and Pakatita Street in Kwanongab by means of a tender process. The people from Kwanongab, can I have a proposer and a seconder? I see the hand of the Councillor Mvumvu.
Thank you, Speaker. I propose.
Thank you, Councillor Mvumvu. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, Speaker, I support the item.
Supported and by Alderman.
Speaker.
E156-2021 will then carry through as an unanimous vote. Mayor, are you on the board? Yes, Mayor.
Yes. Seeing that this is a very important for that community, because it will actually be used for an aftercare, and we actually need aftercares, because in the absence of aftercares, you will get scollies and whatever. And also an educare. Coming from a background that I know that people can lose that piece of land and others can become the owners of it, although they don't have the same reasons for obtaining that land. I would really like to ask Mr. Venter if it is possible not to put this on tender, because at the end of the day, the people who need it will maybe fall out. I'm just asked this question because I know, and as I'm going to say again, if you need an aftercare, it is very much important that an area like this must have an aftercare. It must have an educare, but on tender, it is an earth for everybody. And that person can use that earth for whatever he or she want to use it. In this instance, we are lack of people's amenities, and if I'm talking about lack of people's amenities, then I must actually enlighten you that there must be an aftercare within such a dense community. I would really like the comments of Mr. Director. I know maybe he has written down his comments, but I would really like to hear it in person.
Speaker?
Just 1 second, please. I'll be with you in a while. Councillor Goos?
Speaker, I'm not sure if I am perhaps on the wrong item or if our mayor perhaps is, but if we're on item 158, I understand that to be an alienation of a property for tender process for a bed and breakfast and not for an aftercare. Okay, all right, thank
I think
you.
the mayor took the stick one time too early. I'll come to that one. You're quite right on E159. Is there anyone that want to propose it and second it?
Thank you, Speaker. I propose.
Proposed by Councillor Thabo Mvumvu. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, Speaker, you do have. I support the item.
Then E159 of 06-2021 will carry through as unanimous vote. And we will then...
No, Speaker. No, Speaker. Speaker.
Okay. Yes. Who's
Thank you,
against
Speaker.
Councillor Kampfer is against that.
Yeah, but I first heard Councillor Nossi. Councillor Nossi, are you proposing against it?
Yes, Speaker.
And Councillor
Speaker,
Comfort,
the only thing I want to say.
Yes.
It's since they are what's it? You say the discussions are saying that there was a public participation followed. But since then, the Christians are there.
I've got a lot of people. I've got a lot of people talking in the background, and I cannot listen what you say.
Yes, Speaker.
And I want them to mute their microphones and let you have your turn to speak to me. Councillor Nossi, if it's quiet on your side, you can go on. Sorry about that one. Councillor.
Yes, Speaker, thank you. But there is something that is disturbing me. Thank you, Speaker.
Please come back and tell me the whole story.
Speaker, the thing
I was
is,
confused with all this
in
many people.
the discussions there, they said they were a public participation followed. But those Christians that are in our community hall, there is no space, and there are so many people that are coming to us and complain about the creches that are there. But I see there's a public participation that is being followed. So I don't know which people was there in that meeting or what was going on, because most of the people are complaining about the creches that are there in the hall. Even if you have an event there in the hall, the cars, you can't pack them inside anymore because there's no space. There's a creche in front of the hall. There's a creche at the back of the hall. So we don't understand what is going on, what public participation was followed. So I just want to understand, maybe if there's something someone can tell me so that we can follow on that, because that is very, very disturbing in our community about our hall. So we are calling us, we don't have a hall anymore because the hall is full of creches and the gates are always closed during the day because the children can't go out from the gate. So if maybe the municipality can help those people with creche by giving them land so that they can build the creches and out of the hall. Because if sometimes during the week, someone have a meeting or an event there, and then they can't open the gate, why? Because the children are going to go out of the gate. So it's not safe for the children, and our people that are hiring the hall are not getting satisfied because of that. So I just want to know if is there something that can be done, or else call another meeting for the public so that the public can participate. A good thing for that creches that are inside the hall. I thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Nossi. I will not have a count or a count a tally of for or against. My ruling will be that E15906/2021 be referred back for further discussion.
Thank you, Speaker.
Councillor.
Thank you.
I'll be then at E160. Tersia, kan jy 160 vir ons opsit asseblief? Dankie. E160 of the month of June 2021, alienation of a portion of Earth 1 and a portion of Earth 2, which is portions of Van Rensburg Road, situated adjacent to Earth 230. Councillors, this will be the last warning. Put off your microphone, please. Councillor Boyle, I see your name is still on. Before I adhere to the hand of Councillor Delamain, I just want to repeat what I've said. Alienation of portion of Earth 1 and the portion of Earth 2, which is portions of the Van Rensburg Road, situated adjacent to Earth 321 Tergniet. It's about 50 squares. And that's M&S Denton Family Trust. Can I have a proposer and a seconder?
Mr. Speaker, we can't hear, but I will gladly propose. There's still sounds in the background.
Thank you, Councillor Delamain. Can I have a seconder for Councillor Delamain's proposal? E160.
I second the proposal. Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Alderman. Jy vir my miskien Nossi afskop. Councillor, the longer you chat with your mics on, that will make me cross, and I don't want to be angry with you. I'm at 161, leave policy. Purpose and background, doen van die agtergrond. If you've seen it, leave policy. I think all of you have read through it, and if you are satisfied with all this what was said and done in the leave policy. It's a lot of work that has been done. Can I have a proposer and a seconder for E161, please?
Speaker, I'll propose that we accept the item.
Thank you, Alderman Kotsia, the Deputy Mayor. He's the proposer. Seconder for that one?
Thank you, Speaker. It's Councillor Annie van Rensburg. I second it.
Seconded by Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg. Anyone with it? No one against? Then E161 of 06 of 2021 become a decision of this council as an unanimous vote. Thank you, councillors. The next one will be 162. Monthly report with regards to supply chain management. 162. And that's for cognizance. Can I have a proposer and a seconder for that we can take cognizance?
Speaker, I'll propose Mark Furness.
That's proposed by Councillor Mark Furness. Do I have a seconder?
I will second it, Speaker. Thank you. It's Maureen.
Seconded by Older Lady Marie de Klerk. And when I don't hear anyone or against it, am I right?
Councillor Host, Speaker.
Councillor
Councillor Host, I just want to thank you, Speaker. I just want to offer my congratulations and thanks to the compiler of the report. The reports are very easy to read now, and they are also comprehensive. So there's very little need to send in questions and so on, and that is very much appreciated. Thank you, Speaker.
Councillor Host, thank you very much. I will not see myself as one of the big ones, but I've had, they say, great minds think alike. So I've sent through from my side the same as what you've asked for. Thank you very much for that. For our people that goes through this pain of to construct this reports, I want to thank him as well. Thank you very much. Then E162 of 06 2021 will carry through as an unanimous vote. Thank you, councillors. The next one, E163, and that's for cognizance as well. Supply Chain Management Monthly Report for Deviations approved by April 2021. Do I have a proposer and a seconder that we can take cognizance of it?
Speaker, I'll propose.
Thank you. Proposed by, was it Councillor Mark?
Yes, that's right.
Thank you, Councillor Mark. Councillor Mark, and then a seconder for that one. I suppose I've heard of the Lady Mari, but I'm not sure. Mari, can you just give?
Yes, I've keep on pressing the wrong button here. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much.
I will
Thank you.
second. Thank you.
We take cognizance of it.
Speaker.
Yes, Mayor.
I just want to make sure, please certain me that this is also, it is not only for the people not from Mossel Bay, but also for the people from Mossel Bay, and especially people who are up and coming business people. Can I be advised, please?
Thank you, Mayor. I see at the end of Councillor Goos again.
Yes, Speaker, thank you. I also want to take an opportunity, I did mention it in the committees, but I'd like to do it in the council meeting as well, to thank the CFO and his directorates and to just congratulate them on a very short deviation report. That really speaks volumes of how well the supply chain management department is running. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. And then we carry through as an unanimous vote. The next one, please. We're at 64 of 06 2021. Proposed phased ring-fence development of Mosdastria and establishment of a regional motorsport venue. It's about 92 hectares. Mosdastria ring-fence development, and you've read through it, and this is a report by Mr. Doustein. Can I have a proposer and a seconder on E164?
Yes, Speaker.
That's the question which I asked, Speaker.
Mayor, I didn't hear you. Can you come again, please?
Seeing that we don't have much development land for business, and seeing that we have various people who want to develop, and seeing that the Department of what is it? Director, what is his name? Ventus Department is working with upcoming developers. I just want to know whether this item also make provision for upcoming developers in Mossel Bay. The next day I was put on sick leave, but I'm back now again, so I just want to hear whether my question can be answered, please. You see, it is not fair that we just make provision for people coming into Mossel Bay, but the people of Mossel Bay doesn't get any chances.
Mayor, yeah, I'm not with you on that one. I'll ask if there is someone to give us advice on that one. Then in the meantime, I see a hand of our Deputy Mayor. Deputy?
Speaker, yeah, the question was towards Director Venter, but from my side, you've asked if there's a to propose. What I've seen is that it's going to be constructed in phases and that the land's going to be made available, but then that the respective sporting communities can opt to develop and so forth. So some of them have been in touch and some of them, I suppose, will have to get in touch. But yeah, that's my input.
Thank
Speaker,
you, Alderman. Can I just 1 second, please? Is there anyone else that had a hand up?
Yes, Speaker. Councillor Comfort.
Councillor Comfort, there was a question asked, and I want to ask Mr. Karel Venter to take the floor, and then I'll come back to you.
Thank you,
Karel.
Speaker.
Speaker, thank you very much. I will try to respond to the question of the Executive Mayor, but I'm also going to give some background because I think that will clarify the matter to a certain extent. We must remember that the item is in front of Council today, but there's a long, probably a year and a half, 2-year history to this, where the municipality were approached by the motorsport fraternity, which includes people from the disadvantaged areas, the various clubs, who indicated that they believe that such facilities will add great value to Mossel Bay. We then started discussions. There were various open meetings within the town hall where all these motorsport fraternities were represented, and where this model was actually discussed in detail with those various fraternities. Like I've said, some of them well represented from the previously disadvantaged areas as well, and who is actually greatly supporting this initiative. We do have the minutes and the attendance register, all that. And then, yeah, what adding to the remarks of the Deputy Mayor, perhaps, is just to say that it's going to be developed, and the necessary supply chain regulations, of course, will be followed when it's going to be developed. But yeah, there's still a long way ahead of us. It's actually very exciting. I think this will hopefully bring much needed investment by the local residents also to the area, and it will not sterilize Mos Dastria. There's still lots of land available, and provision is actually made within this development also for a number of industrial sites as well. So I hope that clarifies it, Speaker. Thank you.
Speaker. Morning, Speaker.
Speaker, I think my hand was first, but
No.
Speaker, can I speak?
Councillor David, I don't see your hand. My hand was before you.
But before you, the speaker already indicated that after Venter, I can speak.
That's fine.
But I didn't hear the speaker.
Okay, Councillor Kamfer, you can fire, and I will go back to Councillor
Okay, Speaker. First of all, on the one of Director Venter, that 1992 hectare, well, it will go almost on tender, and somebody will tender for this piece of ground. I'm correct, Director Venter?
Councillor, bring your thoughts to the table. I will
Okay,
direct
I said,
if needed.
okay, Speaker. What I'm asking, that piece of ground of 92 hectare, will it go on tender?
Okay, I owe you an answer on that one.
Sorry, Chairperson, perhaps the necessary, I did in my previous response said that the necessary supply chain regulations will be followed whenever we need to alienate land.
Okay, so then my follow-up one is, Director Venter say that they talk to a lot of people who are in this industry, like motor cars and all that. So will these people be part of this tender process? What will happen on this ground? Or will they just like normal people driving cars around to this piece of ground? A Speaker. Because I didn't think they got money to buy this piece of ground, these people.
Yeah, Councillor, I don't think you understand what it's about. It's just about.
Now I understand, Speaker, because the other thing is the mayor said when he was in when he talked about this piece of ground, they was put on holiday. They was put on holiday when they said that these people need.
Don't assume
these people need 20 hectare of ground. Now they give them 92.
Councillor, I think you must conclude, please.
Yes, I want to, because all what I said, the mayor said that he was put on holiday when he speak about the piece of ground, because those people need like 50 hectares. Now they give them to 92. And then they come and they put the mayor on special leave when he talk about the piece of ground. The mayor said that.
I think I will speak for myself.
What you said, you doesn't bring anything to the party. I think I want to go on.
I bring you. You don't want to listen what I have to say.
And I had a seconder, Councillor Delamain.
Are you going to a seconder because you know that piece of corrupt man.
Thank you for that. I've got it on tape.
Yeah, you can go to the tape. You put the mayor on special leave
when he talk about this piece of ground.
Speaker, can
And
I?
he said
Can
it to
I?
me
Mayor?
in his house.
Mayor?
Okay, Speaker. What I said is that there are certain people who's now actually trying to create job in Mossel Bay. And some of them have already spoken to Gwen, and it is to uplift young people to become engineers, or what do you call it?
Diesel mechanics.
Mechanics. They can become diesel mechanics, or they can become petrol mechanics. On the other hand, there are also people looking at young people to become something else. And we are talking about job creation now. What I've last time said is that it is not appropriate that you start selling your own land to somebody else, and the people of the municipality don't have any land in order so that they can start also to provide for themselves. And I'm still with it. I'm a believer that you must make sure that you leave land behind for your own people, especially for the young people. I've got no doubt about that. Now, these people who want to train the young people, and they are not wanting to train just a few people. They are wanting to train a lot of young people as mechanics if they can train them, and there's other training that they want to do. So what I'm trying to say is, if there's no land available, if we don't say that we make this land available so that our young people can be trained, then the selling of land can become useless. And we can differ from one another. But it can become useful if you can create young people into people who can work for themselves and get a job. I was in a meeting that young people actually said, when they were asked, what do you want? Do you want money, or do you want to be trained? The answer was the latter. Young people want to be trained. And you also know, Speaker, and Mr. Fenter will remember that we also wanted, or maybe we still gonna work with port authorities for the DS program. I know that the land is already made available if it comes off, but it's not big enough. I just want to.
But Mayor, you are no far away from this piece of ground now.
No, David. What I'm
You said
wanting to say.
especially when you talk about this piece of ground.
Stil asseblief, want ek is besig met die Meyer. Meyer, you've still got 1 minute left. Will you please use that and conclude then, please?
So what I am saying is, Speaker, we need to make provision for young people for land so that when they come forward and say, we are ready now, then we won't sit with the egg in the eyes, in the face, and say that we don't have any land.
Thank you, Mayor.
But Speaker, the Mayor said
I've
him on
been,
special leave when he talked
I
about the
want
speeds of ground.
Councillor Anton Delamain, Councillor Anton Delamain, you had your hand up?
Yes, Speaker, dat die deputy het reeds beantwoord en directeur Venter, so ek is gelukkig. Dankie.
Dankie. Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker.
My apologies, Speaker. My hand was raised
Will you please give
correctly.
Councillor Gous a chance, and then I'll come back to you for a few seconds. Councillor Gous, you got the floor. I want to conclude with this one.
My apologies, Speaker. I did not, I forgot to lower my hand. But Speaker, when you do get to it, the ACDP will abstain on this item.
Thank you. Councillor Kamfer, for a few seconds. Your
Yes,
last.
now I just want to finish. I just want to finish, Speaker. All what they said, the Mayor said they put him on special leave when he talk about the speeds of ground.
You
That's
point
all
of
I
order,
want to say.
and I want you to om dit
Point
te
of order,
onttrekken.
please.
Okay, thank you, Speaker.
Point of order, Alderman Kotze, Alderman Arnie Groenewald, you can go on.
Thank you, Speaker. My point of order is with regards to Section 38 of our Rules of Order. And I think the innuendo that's being made by Councillor Kamfer is very unbecoming. The innuendo to say that the Mayor was put on leave whilst this issue had been discussed, I think that should not be allowed. And I request him to withdraw that. Thank you.
I withdraw it, but the Mayor said to me, Councillor Groenewald.
No, but Councillor, you either withdraw it or you don't withdraw it. If you don't withdraw it, I will handle with you again.
Okay, I withdraw, Speaker.
You withdraw it? Okay, that's
Speaker.
in the end of that. Do I have a second for 164, proposed phase ring fence? Councillors, I think many of you haven't read what is said in this. It's about ring fence. If it's something is on sale, the money will be put into a safe ring fenced account, and that will be used to develop. So it's not only about selling, it's about selling it and put that money in a ring-fenced account for development, if I can say it for the second time. I just want to check, do I have a seconder for that one? Honorable Burgemeester, the seconder? Anyone against it?
Sal seconder Speaker Leon van Dijk.
Dankie, Leon van Dijk. We had a lot of chat.
No, Speaker, what I want to say is I do understand ring fence. And I do understand that at the end of the day, it is earmarked.
Dankie burgemeester, ek sluit dan hierdie debat op 164. Ek het nie teenvoorstelle of sekondante gehad nie, soos 164 van 6/2021 word dan 'n besluit van die Raad van Mosselbaai. The unanimous vote. Next one, E165, sorry. Approval of lease portion of 3787 De Bakke. If you remind yourself, you will think of Julie's restaurant. That's for the okay to have it rented out again. Can I have a proposer on the second at E165?
Ja, Speaker, ik zal item E165 so voorstel aanvaarden.
Baie dankie, Alderman Cliff Byman. Is daar 'n sekondant? Is there a seconder
Yes,
for
Speaker. Kannemeyer.
Councillor Kannemeyer? Anyone against it?
I'm against it, Speaker. I'm against it. I'm against all ground and property.
Now get
I'm
yourself,
against
get
it, Speaker.
yourself a seconder for that one.
Speaker.
Councillor Buddha, are you the seconder for that?
Now, Speaker, I want to talk. I'm not a seconder for anyone. I want us to engage with the item.
Okay, let me first have a seconder and then we can go on. I'll come back to you, Councillor Buddha. Proposer and a seconder. I've had a proposer at 165 at Councillor Clifford, and I had a seconder, Councillor Marilyn. So I have a proposal by Councillor David Comfort for the no. Do I have a seconder for the council? Councillor Comfort. Kan ek aan nou sukkel oor jou naam? If there is no seconder for the proposal of Councillor Comfort, this one cannot be put to the test by voting, and then my ruling is E165 of 06/2021 will be a decision of the Council of that will carry.
Speaker.
And I just 1 second, and I had the ACDP giving notice that they will not go with it, and then that will be noted. Councillor
No,
Buddha.
Speaker, that's not what I wanted to say. That's not what I wanted to say, Speaker.
Councillor Ghost. Councillor Ghost.
Ask if I may do so.
Will you please hold your horses a while? I want to talk to Councillor Buddha first. He was first on the Councillor Buddha.
Speaker, did you hear me? Speaker, a point of concern. You see this 3787 approval of the Bagger Bridge. But Speaker, we are just worried this thing of the public participation, whether we have a proper public participation. We do understand the COVID-19 rules and regulations, but we don't want on the other side, when the construction is on site, is being disturbed by the people who said they never told us. Are we sure about public participation? Because I saw here 165 and 166 always they say it's true, public participation is true, no comments, no objection. That is why we say, are we sure that the people they know about that? Lastly, Speaker, we don't want when we list this live portion of land in the Bagger because it's closer to our community. Then somebody put a red tape there. We're used to swim there in the Bagger. We don't want just to be controlled there. We don't want to go there after this person is received that leasing land for 30 years. If we got an asset, we're supposed to go there on our tender. We're supposed to put that thing. So we don't have another place to swim. We want to go there, even if we lease that portion of land. Thanks.
Councillor Buddha, it's only about leasing that space where the restaurant that was demolished by fire. It's only the renting out of that portion of it's not a portion of land that can be used for anything else. It's only for business or whatever it may be. But it's only a half or 500 square meters. It's a small portion of land, and it cannot be used for anything else than for a business. Is there anything you worried about? One last sentence. I couldn't hear you good. Then I will go to Councillor Gous.
Thank you,
Councillor Gous, you have the floor.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, through reading the item, I just want to clarify. I see that we are putting the item out on suggestions previously for what the community would like to use the building, and I remember are we still going out? Will the
Councillor Gous, you were breaking up. You were breaking up. Can you just go? Well, when you said we had to chat on it, what it will be, we have to do, what will happen there, what might happen there in the future, and then you broke up. Can you from there go on, please?
Thank you, Speaker. Yes, I recall that we mentioned a medical facility was one of the options proposed by the community. And I think we were not very keen, from what I remember, on the item. So is this item going out on tender again with people to propose what they would like to do there? Can Director Venter just clarify that for me? I do not object to the building going out on tender. I'd just like to understand the item more fully. Thank you, Speaker.
Yeah, I'll ask Mr. Venter to answer on that. I don't think if you put it on tender, you can tell the people what they must do with their money and what they must erect there. But Mr. Venter, can you perhaps give us an answer?
Speaker, yes, if I can refer to page 896 of Council's agenda, you will see there's references made to a previous decision of Council on this matter. And it says there in that decision, which was taken on the 25th of February, that cognizance be taken that the call for business proposals for the utilization of a portion was advertised and only one proposal was received, namely that of life-saving medical rescue. So Council did consider the proposal received at that point in time. However, it was then decided, to proceed rather in the manner which is in front of Council now, which is to lease it for a 30-year period. But specifically then, Speaker, it is stated for the current, remember the existing land use of that property is that of business, which is similar to what it was previously. So we're not deviating from the current zoning of that property, the land use of that property, which means if you look at Council in what is proposed to Council today, then in decision number 1 or recommendation number 1, that it be used for shops, restaurants, conference facility, place of assembly, hotel, and leisure activities. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Director Karel. Are you satisfied, Councillor Gous?
I am. Thank you, Speaker. The Director has given a comprehensive reply. As always, thank you, Director Venter. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Gous. Then there's no one against it. It carries through as an unanimous vote. Next one, please.
Speaker, can I ask a question of clarity also? Speaker?
Yeah.
Speaker, can I
Yes,
also ask a question of clarity before we move? Speaker, I just want to make sure, the development that is the proposed, sort of
Councillor Bandesi.
Then the proposal content. Yes, Speaker.
I didn't hear you.
Speaker.
You were breaking up. Will you please, from the start,
Yeah,
and try
it's my network, Speaker. It's my network, Speaker. Speaker, what I'm trying to understand is whatever this type of a development which is proposed will not be in the future be in conflict or our people that are using that facility. That means that are using Dibake as a social and a place whereby they enjoy themselves in terms of swimming and so on. Will there be no conflict around that? That's because that is very much important.
No, I can assure you, for swimming there will be no conflict. Next one. No further.
Yes, Speaker. No, I said I'm against that, Speaker.
Okay, I'll note you're against. You don't have a second for that. That's why I cannot put it to the test, but I'll note you and then I'll put your name on as against
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you,
I will be
Speaker.
the next one, please.
I'll abstain on that. I will say I abstain on that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Be noted. Are we at E166 alienation of Earth 5176 situated at the corner of Cedar and Melkoutstraat, Hyderabad, Mossel Bay. And that's in the vicinity of 8,800 square meters by means of a tender process. So anyone who wants to tender, then the coast is clear now. E166, can I have a proposer and a seconder?
Speaker, I'll propose. Mark Finnis.
Thank you, Councillor Mark Furness, the proposer. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, Speaker, it's Cliffy Bayman. I'm seconding.
Seconded by Alderman Bayman. Anyone against?
Councillor Kampf is against that, Speaker.
Councillor is against it. Do you have a seconder for the Councillor Comfort? No one does second it, and then I'll note your name as
Abstain, then abstain, Speaker.
abstain. Yeah. You cannot really abstain, but I'll note your name as against it.
Okay, Speaker.
This E66, with the exception of Councillor Comfort, then this will be an unanimous vote. E167, amendment to Council Decision E126 of 0521. Contribution Heartland Resident Estate, previously known as Hartemos Landgoed, located at Fall Valley 219/11. There was a mishap between the wording and the figures, and that's now a rectification of that one. Do I have a seconder, a proposer and a seconder for this amendment or a rectification of what was wrong?
Thank you, Speaker. I will propose. It's Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg.
Out of Ward 4, Councillor Jansen van Rensburg, the proposer. Do I have a seconder? Second by Councillor Nicholas Boysen. And no one else. Then E167 of 6/2021 carried through as an unanimous vote. Thank you, councillors. It will take us to E168. Mossel Bay Municipal Waste Minimization Plan. I think on last Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock, we had a workshop. I don't know how many of you have attended it. I did. While me and the mayor was waiting for the jab, and I could listen in, and I recognized quite a lot of stuff that was from our Mossel Bay that we do and what we did in the past. And I was very fond of what was said with this Mossel Bay Waste Minimization Plan. So yeah, that will be our plan, but many things that were said at that workshop coming out of Mossel Bay. Congratulations to the department again. E168, can I have a proposer and a seconder?
Speaker, yes, we did at the workshop. Thank you very much to the department. I therefore would like to propose this item for approval.
Thank you, Older Lady Vanolia. And then can I have a seconder for Alderman? Older Lady Vanolia.
Speaker, I'll second. Mark Furness.
Thank you, Councillor Mark Furness will be the seconder. Then the waste, Mossel Bay Municipal Waste.
Councillor Gous.
Councillor Gous.
Thank you, Speaker.
I only accept now praise songs.
Yes. Well, Speaker, let me say it like this. Firstly, my apologies to Elder Lady Fortuin and to Director Nell for missing the workshop. I would have liked to have attended it, but I have worked through the plan and I'd like to commend them on it. And then also, Speaker, if you will allow the ACDP the opportunity to pat themselves on the back again, I'd like to just bring the council's attention to the fact that many of these proactive ideas contained in this plan were actually brought to council by the ACDP in 2016 already. So I'd like to thank the ACDP for that. Tongue-in-cheek, Speaker. Thank you.
I don't think self-praising is part of the day, but yeah, thank you very much for what you said. And I think this Mossel Bay municipal waste minimization plan will come off with great effect. E168 of 6/2021 then carries through as an unanimous vote. I thank you, councillors. We're at E170 and 169. I was jumping the gun. The environment budget policy 2020-21 budget policy legal costs. Can I have a proposer and a seconder for this environment?
Speaker, I'll propose Mark Furness.
Thank you, Councillor Mark Furness. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, Speaker, I will second. Thank you, Mari.
Mari, thank you. So, anyone against? Doesn't seem so. So E169 of 06/2021 carries through as an unanimous vote. And now I'm at
Speaker, my apologies. The ACDP would like to. My apologies, Speaker. I couldn't get unmuted fast enough. Speaker, the ACDP will abstain on E169.
Noted. Thank you. E176/2021. Donation of 22211 kV 3 megawatt Mossel Bay power transformers that became obsolete. And yeah, we had a request from George because they're still using 11 kV. And you've seen what we intend to do, giving them for free to the municipality of George. E170, can I have a proposer and a seconder on that one?
Thank you, Speaker. I propose.
Proposed by Councillor Anton Delamain. Do I have a seconder?
Yes, thank you, Speaker. I second it. It's Councillor Annie Jansen van Rensburg.
Annie Jansen van Rensburg. Then I don't hear anyone against it. Then E170 of 06/2021 will carry through as an unanimous vote. And the decision of the Council of Mossel Bay. Thank you very much, councillors. We're almost there, councillors. We're at E171. And that reads the non-compliance submission and publication of 21-22 approved budget. You all know that we're on the last days of our year. Our year end will be on the 30th of June. And now we're back at E171. Can I have a proposer and a seconder?
Speaker, I'll propose Mark Furness.
Thank you, Councillor Mark Furness. And do I have a seconder on that one?
Yes, Speaker. Cliffy Bayman will second it.
Thank you, Councillor Cliffy Bayman. And then there's no one against it. And it carries through as an unanimous vote, E171. Can you please, Tertia, put on 172? Councillors, and then I must apologize for the very, very late submission of E172, writing off of outstanding traffic fines. We did receive some of this that comes from province, the provincial traffic officers. And yeah, you only received it late last night, and but I think you've gone through it and make it your own. Can I have a proposal for E172?
I propose, Speaker.
Speaker. Yes.
Speaker, nee, ek gaan nie secondeer nie. Ek wil graag dat ons die item 'n bietjie terugverwys. Ek sê die caucus.
Dan ek dink jy moet aan 'n caucus gaan. Ek wil vreeslik graag hê dat ons aan die einde van die boekjaar hierdie goed afhandel. As u so wil, dan kan ek meneer Henry, die voorsitter van die vervoer van die verkeer op die lig kry om u inligting te gee, maar dit is vir my belangrik dat dit aan die einde van die boekjaar hierdie afgehandel word.
Speaker, ons het so besluit, Speaker, ons die caucus, we gaan dit terugverwys.
Dan gaan ons dit op
Councillor Boysen,
Speaker is
we
wrong.
can't
It's wrong
hear
what
you.
is-
We
what
can't
Boysen
hear
is
you.
saying.
Okay, you can't hear you speak when Boysen.
This meeting is supposed to be in English, Speaker. It's wrong what Boysen is saying.
But I will speak in English.
Please, Speaker, protect us. This meeting is supposed to be done in English.
Would I will speak in English?
No, don't take chances. Speak English till the meeting is finished.
The speaker
Yeah,
E172, item of outstanding traffic fines. The DA caucus will refer it back, and we will have a caucus, or we will approve it if speaker can organize maybe a special council meeting. But we want to please be informed firstly.
Councillors, I said, and maybe you didn't hear me. I will talk to Mr. Puren and ask him to bring Mr. Williamson onto the board, and let Isa give us some advice and whatever and reasons for this. I don't want you to have it make a decision. I will ask Mr. Puren to come in and not in this few minutes, that he can talk to both the caucuses, and then we can decide after that one. I just want to ask Mr. Puren. Mr. Puren, are you ready? Can you organize some background on this writing off of the outstanding traffic fines? Mr.
Speaker.
Mr. Puren.
Speaker, yes, I can maybe give a little background to the council regarding this, if it's in order, Speaker.
Yeah, that's in order with me. I asked for that. Can you give us some advice? And I would then, if there's still not enough clarity, that you can put on Mr. Henry, that we can tell us about that, and we can even ask the CFO to give some guidelines on this one. Mr. Puren.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, first I'd like to draw council's attention to last year's similar item under E85 of June 2020, where the amount that was written off was in the tune of 16 million. This year it's only 5-point-something million. Secondly, Speaker, this item, it started off a couple of years ago, and if you read the item there, it says there under discussion that GRAP Standard 23 forced council to do an item like this annually. It wasn't like that in the past. In the past, the warrant of arrest and old fines were simply written off by the chief magistrate, and council didn't even know about it. If you let it go on like this after June, it will reflect as bad debt on the books of the municipality. And if you look at the percentage of payment of finalization of traffic fines, Chairperson, Speaker, in the old days, municipalities were lucky to recoup in the region of 45-50% of all fines issued. The rest of it fell by the wayside. But today, Speaker, in today's circumstances, and the reason why it was a high percentage is we had the support of the SAPS, the Department of Justice supported the municipalities, as well as many municipalities made use of third parties to collect fines and assist with warrant of arrests. If you look at the circumstances today, Speaker, it has changed completely. Third-party companies that assist municipalities, they are frequently involved with fraudulent stuff. The police is non-existent. They can't assist you anymore. Department of Justice want us to write this off once it's 18 months or older. And Speaker, municipalities also assisted one another. But in these days that we are, they don't assist each other anymore. Our law enforcement and traffic section go out of their way to recoup warrant of arrest that's issued in Mossel Bay area where we can actually execute it. We ask other municipalities to assist us in their towns, but the problem is the municipalities doesn't have manpower to do their own work anymore in this day and age. That's why it's difficult, Chairperson. If you look at today, and I'm quoting from the Road Traffic Infringement Agency's annual report of 2017-18 financial year, where it says that approximately less than 20% of traffic cases are finalized and fines paid in general in South Africa today. So what does it mean? Most municipalities doesn't recoup at least 80% of the fines that's issued in a year. And I think the reason why we have a much lower total this year also was COVID, Speaker. We couldn't do much in the COVID time to recoup fines and so forth. So that's basically a background. If it wasn't for GRAP 23, Speaker, Council wouldn't have even have known about this money because it wouldn't have been on their books. It wouldn't have been recognized as revenue because revenue or generally was our rates and our tariffs. But this is traffic fines. We didn't. It's not a service that we rendered. It's fines that we issued that cannot be recouped. And as I said, Chairperson, the council did a similar item last year as well as the year before. The year before was also more than 16 million. So this year we are actually off much, much better. If there are any questions for clarity, Chairperson, Speaker, I'll do my best to try and assist to give even more clarity to councils. But that's a broad background about what this item is about. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you.
Speaker.
Then the next one, do I hear Councillor Comfort? Is it you?
Yes, I want to thank Mr. The MM for that broad question about what's happening. I think I will agree that all this must be right off. I think I'm also one of them, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. Before I put this to the test, anyone else that have something to ask to the MM?
Speaker, if I can just maybe add one small thing, Speaker.
Yeah,
Speaker, yeah. Speaker, because of this deteriorating circumstances that I've just sketched now, that police can't help us anymore, they can't even do their work, the government has decided to implement ARTO, Administrative Adjudication of Road Traffic Offences, which they foresee that municipalities will be much better off because they're going to do a lot of things in order to recoup monies from people who actually committed traffic offences, where they have a points demerit system, and they've already started with certain things. If you, for instance, have outstanding warrants of arrest, you can't, for instance, renew your vehicle's licenses. But it's not rolled out in the whole of the country as yet, Speaker, and that makes it difficult. So we don't know when ARTO was supposed to kick in this year, but I've just heard from Mr. Williamson that they've postponed it again. They're going to phase it in now into the country. So what we're seeing here is not because of Mossel Bay or because of our law enforcement and traffic. It's a countrywide issue, Speaker. And as I've said, if you don't write it off, it will show as bad debt on the council's books.
Speaker.
Anyone else? Yes,
yes, it's me, Speaker Mbandezi. Speaker, I'm concerned, yeah. I'm concerned about the councillor of the ICOSA. Oh, what's his name again?
Councillor, no. Let's talk about what's on the table, and on the table is the writing off of irrecoverable speed fines. If you want to have something to say on that, I'll give you time. Otherwise, not. On the screen, you see the provincial traffic fines at 2 million, and then the municipal traffic office fine. I'll be back with you. 3.2.
Yes, Speaker.
I'll talk to you just now, Councillor.
Okay.
The amount that have written off is 5,304,490. Councillor Bandesi, one last remark from you.
Okay, Speaker, Councillor of the ICOSA says that he's supporting the writing off, and he is saying that he's one of the culprits that do not pay the municipal fines, and yet he did not, and yet he did not declare his interest that he has got an interest in this item. Speaker, I've got a problem with that. Thank you.
Oh, it was
Speaker.
just a joke, Councillor.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Do I see other hands? Councillors from the DA councillors, do you want to go into a call? Councillor? Councillor Buddha?
Speaker, I propose this debt to be written off. I propose this debt to be written off, Speaker.
And I second him, Councillor Bobelo, Speaker.
Thank you very much. I do have a proposer and a seconder for this. I've asked the sorry, I asked the DA if they want to go into a caucus, and I want to answer from them. Councillor, the deputy, what's his voorzitter, chairperson of the
Speaker,
caucus.
Yes, Speaker, will go in the caucus only. It will take long, only 5 minutes. Then we will back.
5 minutes will suit me. Councillors, it's almost 16 minutes or 14 minutes to. At another 45 minutes, we will be back, and then we will open the discussions again. Councillors, thank you very much. And
Speaker, we are back.
I want you please to hold your horses a minute more. Mr. Prince just went out, and I want him to be back. So let's start at 5:10 to. Councillors, thanks for abiding with us. We're back on the air. Councillor Boyson.
Speaker, where's the DA caucus stand that on our answer that it must be referred back?
Okay, do you have a seconder for that one?
Yes, I will second that, Speaker. Leon van Dijk.
Okay, we will bear the outcome of it, and then I'll have to have a vote on that one. I'm starting with the mayor. Mayor, for or against? Councillors, I want you to vote. I do have proposers and seconders on both ways. And at first, no, there's no one at the mayor's office. Onderburgemeester?
Speaker, I support that it be reverted back or referred back.
Ek sal buite stemmen bly. Raadslid Baron?
Referred back, Speaker.
Referred back. Okay. Ag, come on. Ek nou my eie skryf nie verstaan nie. Alderman Byman?
In support of referred back, Speaker.
Report back. I'm at Mobelo.
I'm against the support of referred back. It must go through now, Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bobello. Councillor Boyson, you are not for it. You for referred back. Am I right?
Yes, Speaker.
Boyson referred back. Buddha. Councillor Buddha.
Against, Speaker.
Against. Councillor Delamain.
Terugverwys, Speaker. Dankie.
Terugverwys. Councillor de Klerk. De Klerk.
Baie geraas. Terugverwys asseblief, Speaker.
Terugverwys. Councillor Vifaza.
Against, Speaker.
Against, thank you, Councillor Vifaza. Raadsdame Fortuin.
To be referred back, thank you, Speaker.
Be referred back. Councillor Furness.
Referred back, Speaker.
Councillor Gous. Councillor Gous. Abstain. Councillor Jansen.
Jansen.
Okay, and I've missed one. Councillor Alderman Groenewald.
Speaker.
Referred back, please. Thank you, Speaker.
Groenewald, referred back. Van Rensburg.
Referred back, Speaker. Councillor Annie van Rensburg.
Jansen het gesê hy's against. En dan volgende een is Kamfer, Raadslid Kamfer. Raadslid Kamfer, is jy nog op die lig? Raadslid Kamfer is nie daar nie, ek merk hom dan as abstain. Kannemeyer.
Referred back, Speaker.
Referred back. Shaba is not with us. Bandesi.
Speaker, nie een maak saak so I'll abstain.
Abstain. Councillor Malombo. Councillor Malombo, it was quite noisy. Can you give me your answer?
Against, Speaker.
Against, thank you,
Councillor
Councillor.
Malombo.
Yeah, thank you. Councillor Meyer, Erika, is jy nog ergens saam met ons?
Refer back, Speaker.
Back. Councillor Mvumvu.
Thank you, Speaker. It must be referred back. Thank you.
Older lady Reuters.
Thank you, Speaker. Refer back.
Councillor Siyoko. Hy is nie hier nie. Councillor Van Dijk.
I wanted to refer it back, so I support the motion to refer it back.
Thank you.
Speaker.
Wie praat met my? Yes.
As Raadslid Mari, you know, there was such a noise when I had to answer that I don't even remember what I said. Isn't it terrible? I would just like to confirm that I would like that to be referred back, please.
I've noticed that, Councillor. Thank you very much. 1553. Hy word dan terugverwys. E172 of 6/2021, the writing of outstanding traffic fines will then be referred back for further notice. Well, burgemeester, ja, ek het jou gemis, burgemeester.
No, I'll go along. I'll go along with the referred back, but I was not spoken to. But I
did ask your name, call your name, Mayor, but I will add this to the referred back. Thank you. Councillors, at this point of time,
Speaker.
Yes.
Can I also ask a meeting with you and the municipal manager, please?
When do you want that meeting?
Just after this meeting.
Yeah, I'll give you some notice when it will be. Please stay in your office. There's still some things to be handled with. At this point in time, I want to give you 5 minutes break, and so that we can go back to a special or a meeting in soos ons altyd gesê het, in komitee or a closed session. That closed session will commence in 5 minutes time at 12:05. And yeah,
Speaker.
that's only one
Speaker.
thing on.
Speaker. Speaker.
When I can't sing with you, I rather talk to you. Please let me finish what I was saying. There will be a break for 5 minutes and then we'll be back.
Yes, Speaker, there's something I want to say, Speaker, too.
On what?
Speaker. Speaker.
Yes, yeah, right.
Speaker, I just want a favor to say it here in the meeting. I just want to tell all the people that take tickets from me, they can just leave the money by Benita's desk and leave the address where the food will be delivered. Please, Speaker Toho, if all the directors and the CFO and the councillors that took the tickets from me, they can just leave the money to the Benita's desk and then leave the delivery place, please. Thank you, Speaker.
Speaker, if you allow me, please.
Just 1 second. The Councillor Bobello gave out meals, not vouchers. I think it was around about $100, and then she will provide a meal. And what she asked is that every one of us that want to have some of those meals, contact her and of giving the money to her, and the food will be delivered. Wie het gepraat was het raadslid Groenewald. Alderman Groenewald?
Thank you, Speaker. Please, if you allow me a point of personal explanation, please. You allow me that?
I'll do so.
Thank you, Speaker. Now, it's with regards to the motion of exigency that was submitted by Councillor Gous. I didn't question the allowance to the motion to be allowed or not in terms of which rule. I referred to legislation that could perhaps prohibit us to adhere to the motion as suggested. That was my intention. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Now it's been noted, and then we had a chat with that, and there's no problems with that one. Thank you, Alderman. And at 5 minutes from now, we will start with a closed session. It's from now 12:05, and then we will be back. Thank you.
Mm.